Hey guys, welcome back to We Watched the Movie. I am Mike, and this is a trailer breakdown of A Quiet Place Day 1. A Quiet Place Day 1 comes out on June the 28th of this year. The trailer was allegedly going to come out during the Super Bowl, but I imagine since those things cost millions of dollars a second or whatever the hell the number is, they decided to release the longer version of it here. This is about a minute and a half long, and really the first like 20 seconds of it or so are just flashbacks to the previous movie, so we'll skip that and go right into what's going on with the actual movie itself. But this one's going to be directed by Michael Sarnowski, who directed Nicolas Cage's Pig, which is a movie about a man and his pig, but everybody liked it a whole lot. Even Nicolas Cage, he was like, Pig. It stars Lupita Nyong'o, who was in Jordan Peele's Us, and it's also going to star Djimon Hounsou, who's been in everything from Guardians of the Galaxy to A Quiet Place 2. It's also going to star Hereditary's Alex Wolff, who's not pictured here in this trailer for whatever reason. It's a mystery, Steve. So with all that being said, let's get deep inside of this thing. What I really loved about A Quiet Place Part 2, I feel like the best part of the movie was the ground zero of it all, where they showed the family at a baseball park and they showed these monsters from space coming down and attacking this small town. We got to see it happen, whereas in the first movie, as the beginning of this trailer reminds us, takes place so deep into the Fuckville. So we get to be there on day one of Fuckville. It's like the first day of school all over again. I feel like that's the best part of all disaster movies, even though this is technically a monster plus disaster movie. The best part of those movies is always the events sitting there. We've all sat in traffic and just looked at the sky and been like, man, what would it look like if just like Godzilla showed up right now, or just the end of the world, or just spaceships crashing? What would it actually look like through your own two eyes? Or maybe I'm just a fucked up human being, but I think about that shit all the time. So I think that's the best part about all disaster movies, is seeing it happen. It's like a tornado. I'm fascinated by them. I love to watch videos about them, but I don't want to be anywhere fucking near one. And I'm excited to see that A Quiet Place Day 1 is going to be all about that, and it looks like a lot of this is going to take place in the city. Have we seen other movies do that 1,000 times? Yes, which is why I think it's smart that they didn't start with that, but it's really cool seeing that in this franchise and how these monsters interact with the busy city world. Business. I'm gonna skip past all this stuff that just, I know how to count. I've been to school once or twice. What time does school end? I don't know. We never stayed to the end. Here's Lupita Nyong'o walking down the street. We're going to get a guy here who thinks he's in an Apple commercial. God, I hate those commercials so much, where they just like over the top dance. It feels like it's not just Apple, like the NFL does them nowadays and everything. Just when people just like, look at the stupid fucking dance I can do. Aren't I cool? And I'm like, no, you're not. I'm not a dancing guy. No offense to anybody who loves that kind of shit and like the dancing, but I mean, come on, when you're using it to sell Baltimore Ravens hoodies, I mean, what the fuck are we even doing here? Watching some dude doing the wacky inflatable arm inflatable tube, man, it's not gonna make me want to buy a pair of shoes. Back to the, I have ADD. So here we get the shot, and how much has this shot been overused in the world of movies, by the way? Just the flaming fireball coming down to space and landing. It's what your toilet sees after a day of Taco Bell and drinking. I love the way that they look in this trailer, by the way. Watch how slender this thing just like darts at him, like one of those little frog toys that you used to like flick the butt of and it would just jump. It's like one of those from Satan's asshole. Watch this thing. We get another classic scene that we see a lot of, cars just getting thrown around like fucking footballs. I love the way that the monster looks when it lands right here on top of this dunk truck or whatever. It's very spiderish, and we've seen him look that way before. One thing I do have hopes for in A Quiet Place Day 1 is that they actually tighten up the visual effects a little bit. I do think the monsters and the aliens look cool. They look cool enough to definitely make it work, and it does work in those movies, but there are some shots where it's like, oh, that's so computerized, you know? I hope that if anything with this, they can just take some of the money they've made from those two previous sequels, maybe, even though these are kind of small scale for such wide scoping movies. I would love to see them take some of that money and just tighten. And I'm not saying lose weight, just tighten the effects up a little bit. But I love the spidery nature of this guy in the background. So far, I love how they're using the monsters in the background, in the periph, rather than up front in your face. It's a Cloverfield tactic, and it makes them look pretty cool. Of course, there's always a white guy losing his shit trying to get everybody killed. How funny would it be if, like, when he pulled it out, they panned up and it was just the shot of Michael Myers in H4 standing over the carjack dude? So speaking of Cloverfield, we're going to get some shots of them hiding down in the subways, which this looks pretty dope. I like the blood splatter. It's very Silent Hill video game-ish kind of too. A lot of this scene actually reminds me of, again, the coolest part of World War Z is the moment where it all goes down, where you're just having a normal day, and all of a sudden, hey bitch, aliens are here. We're gonna have to deal with it now, except for zombies in that instance. But yeah, this is a cool shot. Again, the monster's in the periph, while the dude's, I don't know if he's like in a skyscraper window or what, but you could see those little creepy crawly bastards just creeping around behind him. I love how slender and alien-ish they look in this one. Like, and we know they're the same monsters, of course, but they just have a different vibe in this one, and I can dig that. Okay, we're going to get another tense bus scene, as you can tell from this quick little snippet they got there. And you see the fighter pilots coming in, so we're definitely going to see the initial response to this whole thing, which again is one of the most fascinating things. I think that's like a disaster movie playbook, right? It's like, what does it look like when they come down? How does everybody react to it? What does the government do? What does the military do? How close is this to real life, and how this would actually go down? That shot right there of the bridge going down. I'm telling you, man, I feel like this movie specifically had some Cloverfield inspirations. And how fucking wild would it be? Let me blow your mind for a second. And by the way, does Cloverfield, are they owned by Paramount? Who owns Cloverfield? Oh my God. Listen to this, guys. Cloverfield is owned by Bad Robot Productions, distributed by Paramount Pictures. So technically, they're in the same wheelhouse of the same ownership. How fucking shocked would you be if this turned out to be a Cloverfield sequel? What if this was the Cloverfield sequel? Now, I know I'm really stretching the Mel Gibson conspiracy theory shit right now, but I'm getting the vibes of it, and it made me think they promised us one. They're always playing in secret and toying with our emotions. What if those two things are tied together somehow? I don't know. It's just a thought, Jim. I don't feel the need to explain my art to you, Warren. This is a nice quiet moment. Ironically, I'm not doing the pun thing, but this is a nice quiet moment in the film to just like bring back the tension to a solid space in the trailer, I should say. And then we get him finally in this, and the classic, you're going to have that in every single movie. Just the shut the fuck up. And then check out, I love this shot right here. This is just one more shot of how it looks like they're going to use the monsters, the aliens, a little bit different in this shot, where there's a lot more of them. It's a James Cameron Aliens type situation. They're scaling down buildings like fucking Spider-Man. They're slender and creepy looking in the background, following people up rather than big in your face and brute. Just another beautiful example of that in these couple of shots right here. I love the camera work too. The way the camera zooms around them like that, like the Avengers shot, and then you can see just in the periph. Like, I love shots where you have to look for it. You know what I mean? Like, you can look and you can see in the corner of the frame something you didn't even know was going on. It just adds that layer of realness and creepiness to it. I love when movies do that. But you can see him in the off background just sliding down the building. And then we get this awesome upward shot of them sliding down the building too. Just looks awesome. And that is The Quiet Place Day 1 trailer. I'm excited for it. I think it's going to be good. I think they've got great actors in it. I love what they're doing with the aliens, as I mentioned 7 goddamn times in this video. I love the story of this. So you tell one alien invasion story, and you can just plop all around throughout the franchise, different timelines, different characters, different actors. I think this is a situation where, in my opinion at least, it's just like with Tobin Bell and Saul. Why I know it was an emotional moment or whatever, but I kind of wish John Krasinski had survived, because I feel like it would have been fascinating to follow his plight of him protecting his family through this. Obviously, Emily Blunt's not in this one either, and we're telling a different story, but it just would have been cool, in my opinion, if he was still alive. I think they messed up by killing him off there. What do you guys think about that? What do you guys think about this trailer? I think it looks really good. I think they're doing exciting stuff with it. It's nice to see Platinum Dunes names on something. Just brings me back to the mid-2000s and all those remakes that they did, which some of them were pretty damn good. Texas Chainsaw Massacre 03, what's up? And yeah, so if you guys enjoyed this, please consider clicking subscribe and the bell so that you get notified when we put these videos out. I've got one coming out for a trailer called Stop Motion pretty soon, and we're going to do one for Long Legs as well. So yeah, that's it. I love your all's fucking faces, and I hope you guys have an amazing day. Oh, by the way, would you guys want to see this be a surprise Cloverfield sequel that ties both franchises together? Comment below and let me know what you guys think about that. Or, you know, smack me on the ass and call me Susan.
I warned you, Susan.
Here comes that white-faced fucker, an asshole like no other. He's a big old piece of shit. Wants to stab your sister's tits cause he's a white-faced fucker. Loomis can't recover. Dr. Challenge drunk again, sleeping with your sister's friends.
Do you want to know about the darkness?
I said, goddamn.
Goddamn you, faggot!
Halloween never ends, suck my fucking dick, and I don't really care what Blumhouse fucking says. Put him in a box, or suck a fucking cock. You can say he's dead, but we all know he's not, yeah. So let's go trick or treating, let's go fucking drinking, let's all go rent Pumpkinhead on VHS.